Hello Pisces, welcome to your 2020 predictions video. So in this reading, we are looking at the overall theme, showing up an overall purpose for you Pisces in your new year, and also informing your whole new decade, because hello, it's not just a new year, is it Pisces? It's your new decade and setting the tone for it. So we're keeping the reading fairly simple, just using one divination tool with the tarot here. And I shall be doing the Celtic cross spread. So Pisces, feel free to take a few deep breaths with me. Get your body oxygenated and relaxed. Opening up your mind to spirit and to what messages the tarot have to offer. Like taking the top one off. Here we go, Pisces. Okay. Are you ready? Let me get a drink of water real quick. All right, Pisces, without further ado, center card representing the overall theme and your purpose for 2020. Ooh, Major Arcana Death card showing up. Bam! Talk about putting your foot down, Pisces. And that's what I'm really feeling with this death energy. An interesting message with it. It's an interesting message to come with death. Is I feel like this is speaking of a lot of you putting your foot down and saying no. The art of saying no, no more in 2020. Okay, so that's really strong. I am feeling like there could be some sort of near-death experience, and it may not necessarily be you, Pisces, although it could, but it could be a near-death experience that happens with someone close to you, to a pet, or with yourself, and there's some sort of messages from that near-death experience that is raising your spirituality, raising your spiritual awareness to the other mysteries, to the afterlife. Some of you Pisces may just feel more called to explore the deep hidden things and occult knowledge and study up more on ancestry and those who have passed, those who have gone from this world, studying more portal-like energy into dimensions, Pisces, that take you beyond this life. So very interesting, deep stuff with this showing up so far. Okay. By the way, Pisces, you can also check your rising and moon sign for more details and solidification, okay? Just want to throw that out there. But moving on with the card that is in the position of your challenge, the challenge that may present itself, Queen of Wands. Personal power is coming through with this, Pisces. Might be a challenge to exert your personal power and vitality this year. There may be more of a struggle to find your spark, to not necessarily just find your spark, but sustain your fire, sustain your energy level, your drive. Sustaining that may be a bit difficult, and maintaining, I feel like there's a message here of maintaining and safeguarding your boundaries. Your personal boundaries may be a little bit more challenging and difficult this year. Okay, so there may be some lessons coming to you when it comes to boundary setting, I feel like, with this. I'm so sorry. I'm like playing with my hair at the moment and it's like really distracting me. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Anyways, there's definitely much more of a sensitivity to other dimensions, the other world, spiritual experiences. You have the black cat showing up with the Queen of Wands as well, and you know, it's sitting underneath death. Okay, so there's more sensitivity. And with more sensitivity, Pisces, it is just important to know and be aware that boundaries can be harder to set or to keep, or, you know, all those things. So that is looking to be like it's a bit of a challenge. So just be aware. You know, there might just be some other practices you have to do to help with this. All right, and then we have strength showing up right underneath the Queen of Wands. So, Pisces, first of all, there could be a Leo presence specifically, and it looks to be like a Leo woman, a Leo female presence specifically that is showing up and could be testing you more so, testing you and testing your boundaries. So there's that. But with inner strength, what is beautiful with this is that it's a reminder and encouragement for you, Pisces, that you have strength beyond your imagination. You have inner strength to move through this energy and to face the Grim Reaper, or whatever uncomfortable, unfamiliar territory or dimension that you might be getting into here. And it could just be speaking of tapping into just different knowledge, not necessarily like going through a portal or something, but just tapping into knowledge that gives you more truth and exposure, and you have the strength, the inner strength to handle that. You know, the truth and wisdom itself can be difficult to take in sometimes. A lot of the time, actually, if I'm being honest. But Again, be encouraged. You're stronger than you know. You can handle this in 2020. So you might find, pleasantly so, and gratefully, that your heart and your feelings are a lot more foundational than you supposed. And it'll serve you well to simply embrace the wild, embrace the scary omens that may come up, instead of running from them or attacking them with harsh words, spells, or knives. You befriend them. You show an uncommon amount of compassion. That's what strength is showing and saying here. It's like almost making friends with the death card here. It's so interesting. You know, everyone's scared of death and this energy it represents, right? But then we have this life-giving energy, completely opposite. And its message here is saying, maybe we should just be buddies. So interesting going on there. Let's see. And your recent past, so this can represent December 2019 and the very beginning, January 2020 for you, Pisces. We have the King of Cups. And I love this. This is you. This is a very complimentary energy for you. So Pisces, there's some strong Neptunian influence or just your element that is really influencing you and supporting you here right at the turn of this new decade. You might be feeling a lot more like yourself and that you are in the flow of things. There's a good flow, there's good harmony with your life. And I feel like some of you Pisces are in a good position right now of asking for more, in a good position of asking for assistance, asking for almost basically whatever you need. You're in a good position to make some demands even, not even just asking. I feel like some of you Pisces are in a good position to make some demands, so woohoo. It looks like there is some emotional stability, some emotional compassion. I mean, there's just an overall feeling, I guess, of compassion here that I'm getting with the King of Cups. You know, so it could be coming from someone else, for sure, or simply you being infused by perhaps the compassion of your work. It's stirring up your compassion and making you see your value, your divine role. So much compassion and much intuitive exploration going on here. If any of you are getting into intuitive systems such as the tarot runes or astrology or I Ching, you name it, now's a good time. You can find yourself excelling quickly. And some of you, it's just about mastering some of what you already know. So that's awesome. I like that, seeing that at the beginning of the year. So this is representing the present, also the beginning of 2020 for you, Pisces. We have justice. Karma is definitely ringing real strong with this, and it's sitting right above death, which is also karma energy. There's something here representing, I feel like you delivering karma. However, there could be a position that you find yourself in where you are receiving the karma at some point too. Now, this could be happening at the same time. You know, a judgment is passed either in a court of law or just in a more civil, domestic sort of setting. And a decision, consensus is reached. Okay, a compromise is reached here. But there's a little bit of give and take for you and for the other person. Okay, that's definitely showing up. You know, the actions that you have taken, your intention behind the action is being weighed. If you are trying to tap into some other energetic properties, into other spiritual dimensions like we talked about, enhancing your ritual work, Pisces, all of that stuff, you are being tested. And your motivations for all of this are being weighed with justice. Like the feather in the heart, you know, in the Egyptian art. I forget which goddess justice essentially represents here. The name escapes me right now, but that's the overall feeling with this. You might look up the symbolism of justice or the Egyptian symbolism of the afterlife and weighing the heart against the feather and, you know, good deeds, bad deeds, motivations, you know, all that. It might give you some further insight into some of this. So just want to point that out. But Pisces, also at the beginning of the year with this energy, there's an energy of harmony, more harmonious flow and harmony within yourself, within, I feel like a lot of this has to do just personally with you, Pisces. But that kind of harmony comes once a consensus is reached. So like I said, whether this is going to trial or real court or just spiritually sort of being tested in some way, once you get through that, it's the harmony, the peace. It comes. The scales level out. Okay? Let's see what the near future here is. Ooh! Okay. Beautiful. Much lighter for you, Pisces. 9 of Cups. Yeah, so this looks beautiful. Positive. Okay, your near future, mid to late 2020 looks rewarding. It's like you get a bonus. I feel like with this energy, a lot of you Pisces might be receiving like an actual bonus from your job, or you might be feeling like you're just simply on top of the world, you know, feeling really satisfied. But I feel like there's some sort of reward or bonus coming to a lot of you. Especially once you do this work that requires balance. When you do the work of balancing the scales of your life, of your wild side, I'm getting. When you level out your own karma. So, some of you Pisces, yeah, I'm getting, that's a focus in 2020, is like balancing out your karma in some way. So, for instance, I'm going to give you an example. And this could have to do with a past life, not necessarily your life, but it doesn't really matter. It's your responsibility now. So, balancing this out. Here's an example. For example, you haven't spoken to an ex in over a year. An ex that did you some wrong. An ex who stole something. An ex who maybe physically assaulted you. An ex who may have just emotionally traumatized you. But you go back to them, and it's been some time. You go back to them with a message, you know, a phone call or something like that, and you say, I want to put the past behind me, behind us. Let's see if we can just get a little bit of closure here. You know, I'm sorry for what I did. I'm only responsible for me. And, you know, I think we both made mistakes here, but I just want you to know that I cared about you, that I have compassion for you, even though you have done me wrong. But I want you to know that I harbor no ill will, and that I forgive you, and I've forgiven me, and I just want there to be peace between us. So Pisces, that's just a little bit of a dialogue, an example of the energy I'm feeling and what could happen for some of you. And then you get such a boost of emotional healing and happiness from it. And like I said, a lot of you, once you do that, because it raises your vibration and energy like that, you attract some other kind of bonus. Okay? You might find yourself just striking gold with a certain project or idea as well. So let's move on here. So in the position of your personal willpower, Pisces, we have the Hanged Man. So your personal power in 2020 and setting the tone for your decade has to do with relaxing into things more. It's going to be a little bit less about initiating and being impulsive. It's going to be a little bit more about just relaxing and trusting into other people's efforts, into your spirit guides. And your personal power comes when you surrender a little bit more control. Okay? It brings you more enlightenment, being still. You know, have you been too controlling with a certain element in your life or person? Some things to think about. But your personal power is you can cut yourself down from this post. You know, you can, but it just requires you to know that something else may have to be left in your place, in your stead. An exchange. Interesting. But this is what is going to personally serve you. Others around you, 10 of Wands. So Pisces, others around you may be feeling a little overwhelmed and overworked for some reason. I mean, this just could be them in their life, or they may be feeding off of your energy. Perhaps your death card energy is a little too intense. I feel like some of you Pisces are going to be exploring just some of the darker things. You know, whether that be through those occultic topics or just through politics and other people surrounding you. Perhaps other people surrounding you are taking more than their share, taking more than they should, and it's starting to catch up with them. And that's where some of you Pisces may be coming in and stepping in, being their karma in some ways, saying no. You know, going back to exercising the word no. And calling someone out. That's definitely a possibility here. But there's something here about others feeling like they're carrying a burden for you. Or is it a secret, Pisces? Because it looks like whatever it is they're carrying that might be linking back to some of you, know that with the 10s, an intense release can come of it. You know, this person is barely holding on. So, something's about to come out, I feel like, with another person. Or they're about to just throw everything down and say, screw it. And that could be just out of fear of their own karma, if they've wronged you or wronged someone else, or it could just simply them being tired of what's going on. And you'll know which side it is there, Pisces, when the time comes. But there's a little bit of burnout with people surrounding you. Could be some people, because of the burnout, that may be turning their back on you. And, you know, that kind of makes sense with part of this death energy. But not all is lost. In the position of your hopes and fears, Pisces, Page of Wands. So there it is. The new life, the new excitement, the new faces to meet, the other fish in the sea to pursue. I love that. The other fish in the sea to pursue, Pisces. That's what the Page of Wands is saying here. There's a little bit of a fear showing up with you, Pisces, of starting something new, of putting a lot of energy into something new, getting overly excited about something, you know, not wanting to get overly excited because of the fear of being disappointed. Sure, it's understandable. But then there's the hope of excitement and freedom, and just being able to act without shame. The Page of Wands acts without shame, explores and tries things without shame. So try to take on more of those qualities with the Page of Wands and this energy. Yeah, so ending your 2020 predictions. Ooh, interesting. Fire energy here. 5 of Wands. Okay. End comment. We have here. I'm just feeling and hearing burst of energy. Burst of energy. Which coincides a little bit with what we just talked about with the page, right? Just be careful with any conflicts that arise, or people who might want to try to pick fights. I do want to just say that. We're looking at death and the 5 of Wands together because it's the first and last card in your reading. I feel like there's a message here of breaking up stagnant energy. Where there has been stagnant energy in your life, Pisces, you are breaking that stagnant energy away in this new year. It's about breaking old stagnant energy away. Even if that means using a bit of that force. And sometimes the word no more, can feel like that. There could be a little bit of a battle within your energy field, Pisces, between the past and between the future. The future of your vitality and spiritual outlook. But I feel like there's a little bit of a solution, which I see with the Five of Wands. And I've seen it with some other readings too, where the solution is turn this into play. Into play. Into more lighthearted play and perspective. And that'll change a lot. That'll change your feelings about things a lot. So, Pisces, big transformations, karmic shifts, weighing and evening out the scales. Lots of decent flow though, and some joy from the flow and stillness for you this year. So I love all that. Pisces, if you do want to do a personal one-on-one reading with me though, and get deeper into your own purpose this year and moving forward, all that, you can book with me on my Etsy shop. Information should be below in the descriptions, or you can book with me at the Shop Now button on my Facebook page. Email me with questions, all that jazz. And you can check your moon and rising sign for further details as well. Remember that. There you have it. Pisces, take care for now, and happy 2020 and new decade.